Good morning. This is Polynikes with my first Frostgrave battle report. With the ongoing lockdown here in California, I have a friend staying with me and we've been playing some Frostgrave. So, without really access to playing Infinity, we're going to play Frostgrave, which to me is just Fantasy Infinity. It's the face-to-face D20 system, it's skirmish, it's objective-based, it's really just Fantasy Infinity, and I love it. It does have the campaign aspect, which is like Mordheim, a lot of you will know. I explained this game to people that A, it's Fantasy Infinity, and B, it's like Mordheim, but fun. I never really liked Mordheim, but I love this. Okay, so this is my wizard sheet for the game. I'm playing a witch who is level 2 going to get into this game. This is the second game in our campaign. We're going to be playing the Well of Dreams and Sorrows, I think it is. There's a well in the middle of the board, and your wizard gets 100 experience if you can drink out of it by the end of the game. I guess now's a good time to tell you a couple tweaks we have on the game. Everybody tweaks their campaign system a little bit because the core rulebook one is a little bit too easy for people to run away with. Right? You get 5 treasures in one game, and you kill their apprentice, and now they'll just never be as powerful as you, and it will never work out. The games become unfun very quickly. So the way that I like to do it, and this is how we're doing it this time. It's not perfect, of course. It's just what I like, and so it's what we're doing. In my experience, it's the treasure that really starts to outpace the other players, and not the levels. Like, even if my wizard is 2 levels higher than you, so I have 2 stats that are 1 higher, or 2 of my spells are 1 less casting ability, that's not really a big deal, right? It'll eventually will be when I'm like 5 or 6 levels ahead of you, but like at 2, it's not that big of a deal. 3 even, whatever. But it's the treasure. So the way that we've mitigated that is for every treasure that you have that is more than your opponent has, you get the experience for it, but not the treasure. For example, if I capture 4 of the 6 treasures and you capture 2, I would get the full 200 experience points for having 4 treasures, 50 each, but I would only roll the treasures on 2 of them, which is the same as you would be rolling on your 2. My experience with this is that it is much more balanced. And you'll see as we move on here. We're going into game 2, as I said, and my infantryman, Tsumaru here, he's injured from the first game, so I won't even have this guy in the game. So I'll be 1 soldier down, and you can see interesting things about my witch, my spells. We got some brew potion, some curse. I love curse. It's a really fun spell. You stack it a couple times, it's great. Steal health, very useful. Leap, probably Leap, one of my favorite spells because it's movement, and movement is one of the more important things in this game. And fog. As everybody knows, Elemental Bolt, one of the more broken spells in the game, particularly for your wizard. Fog is a great counter to it. Right? You see where their wizard is, you throw it up, they've got to move around it. If you've got enough terrain on the board, they'll have to move a lot before they can even get shots. Yeah, I love fog. It's one of my favorite spells. The other ones, push, also great. Throws guys around. Moving things are kind of my favorite stuff for the game. Everything else is pretty normal. We've got infantryman who's out, a couple archers, 1 treasure hunter, a knight, and then 2 war dogs down there. As we progress, we'll probably move to better henchmen. Yeah, okay, so that's my warband. You can take a look at it if you want. And we'll move on to the board. This is the board. This ends up being the side that I do not deploy on. But you can see it's fairly cluttered, though there are a couple of long lines. There's a long line through here. You can actually see underneath this piece. Let me grab a pointer for my laser pointer. Yeah, well, that'll work. That doesn't make marks, but that's fine. No, I like one that makes marks. Yeah, my pen. Okay, sure. So you can see under this. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that Games Workshop piece, but there's a stairway here, but you can see under it like that. Yeah, there's a doorway underneath this. There's a long line there. Move me out of the way. Long lines down here, kind of like this, but a lot of block through here. Yeah. This clearly is the well of Dreams and Sorrows right there that we're trying to drink from. And I think treasures are not deployed yet. We'll see where they are in a moment. This is the board from the other side. This ends up where I am deploying on. And I know that we end up with a treasure right here on the well. In front of this, kind of behind that, on top of this, and over here, and that leaves 1 more, right here. So my opponent has Telekinesis as one of his spells. I know I don't have a roster for him to show you. Hopefully I will for the next time. But because he has Telekinesis, he likes to place treasures on high places, hence the one here and here, right? Because he can easily pull them towards himself. Again, fog is a great counter to that because you need line of fire. But okay, so that's what it looks like. Going into deployment, oh yeah, my opponent is also just using kind of whatever models I have for the moment. My warband is a little more accurately themed, but he's using whatever, and we just kind of remember what things are. This orc here is a marksman. This Dark Eldar is an archer. This zombie is a thief. And this is his wizard right here. There's the treasure that was close over to him. Moving over, you see his wizard there, so just on the other side of this pillar, we've got an infantryman. Continue to move along. We've got a, I believe it's a thug here, and then two rangers and the apprentice. So you can see how range focused this army is. We've got two rangers with bows, we've got a marksman, we've got an archer, and then the apprentice and the wizard both have elemental bolt. This is something that I've kind of cautioned. He's a newer player to Frostgrave. This is something I've kind of cautioned him against, in that the board we're playing on is one of the more open boards you'll ever play on in Frostgrave. And if you rely on all this missile power, it can be powerful, of course, but you're going to find a lot of time where you just can't get shots, or you've got to like move up real close to get a shot. And of course I have fog, which is going to be very useful. But he's got one more guy on the other side of this thing. This is the thing. There's a guy like right there, which is this guy here, which is, I believe, another thief. That seems right. And these are my guys, starting on my left. My far left, which you can't see here, I may have a picture of it in a minute. That way, there's an archer next to a building. This is my treasure hunter, my knight, my wizard, and then this is one of my warhounds here. I have a more appropriate model than this giant chibi wolf here, but the 5-year-old showed up and said she wanted to be playing with us too, and she wanted to play with her wolf that she painted. So we swapped them out, and there it is. Moving along, I've got my other warhound here, one of my archers, my apprentice, and my other treasure hunter over here. This is on my far right. It's kind of facing off with his archers and wizard. So yeah, this is straight into the first game. He wins the activation, and his wizard and guys start moving out. His wizard appears around the corner. This is his hand right here. And his thief moves over to the treasure over here. And his wizard casts Telekinesis. Okay, first these guys move up. This is, again, the marksman and the archer. They're just moving up to take positions in this cover. We got a couple of movement conventions we use also for the game. We basically say squeezing through any space that your base doesn't quite fit through costs you an inch of movement. Yeah, so that's going to come up when he moves through there. And a couple other times over here. This is him opening the treasure box, and he does not get a monster because we got a 5. And then this is the Telekinesis. You can measure, right, and move 6 inches, so the treasure is now going to be like right there. It's a successful cast. And then it goes over to my guys. You can see the treasure right in front of us. My treasure hunter is going to run right over to it. Actually, my knight and my wizard are also going to run up there. Yeah, there's the position. The 3 of them are just posted on it. I believe that I do get a monster here. I get a boar. And their wolf dog is moving around over here. I'm going to position both my dogs like here and here. They are kind of guarding the treasure that has moved up over there. Right? They're in the position to make an attack on anybody who comes up to get that treasure. So yes, I do get a monster, rolling a 17. It's a wild boar, which my monster collection isn't complete. I'm sorry. We have a bunch of HeroClix models lying around, and we're using this weird tiger-looking guy. He appears on the enemy side of the board, right here, actually touching this thug. So we just said they were in combat immediately, and that's fine. Okay, and then my wizard throws down fog. Right, throw it right across the board, right in front of the treasure. This foam is cut to be the right size as the fog. It's actually the foam from that giant board game, role-playing game. The name escapes me right now. It's the packing foam for it. But we cut it to the right size. It's actually touching the ground, though. You can see it's how it's kind of lifted up over this right here, but it's actually going to be touching the ground, so the top of it will actually be like right there. Easy enough for us to check if we need to. And here's the dog posted up on that corner. And then his apprentice is moving. His rangers move up to take up positions there. The other ranger moves up. Yeah, over here he's going to kind of post up on this wall, try to get shots. No real line of fire in the first turn because we're kind of hiding, right? His thief runs over here, starts climbing this wall. Let me just put it on top of one of our big d20s to represent he's climbing the wall there. And then the boar. Yeah, the boar's here. His thug fights the boar and kills it in one go. He rolls like a 17 or something like that and just kills the boar outright. So that monster wasn't a problem. Here's the apprentice kind of standing up on this little thing over here. And he's going to cast Elemental Hammer over here. Elemental Hammer. So you can kind of see what this... I didn't do a very good job of cutting this card, sorry. It's another 5 damage the next time the weapon does damage. If it's used on a ranged weapon, like it is here, used on a bow, it's just the next shot, and if you miss that shot, you've used your enchanted hammered arrow, and so you don't get it. This is a neat synergy my opponent found, right? Because you put that onto like a bow or a crossbow, and that's going to do a lot of damage if it hits somebody, quite likely just killing them. I initially liked it a lot. That was a really good synergy he found. I then found that you're kind of wasting that spell at least 50% of the time, right? Because you only have about a 50-50 chance of hitting something with that bow. And even then, you might not kill them, or you might have killed them anyway, depending on your roll. So it wasn't really as impactful as I thought it would be. And I thought you could be doing more interesting things with your spells. Maybe not more powerful things necessarily, but definitely more interesting things, like leap or fog or mud or something like that. This is onto my apprentice guy's movement. This is his war dog moving up. Again, he's going to post into this corner so they can both guard that treasure. Apprentice moves into this corner over here. His archer moves up along here. He's going to give supporting fire over that way to where my wizard is going for the well. This is my treasure hunter. You can just see his head over here. He's going up under where the dogs are going to be over there. The idea is the dogs can run interference and fight anyone for the treasure. Treasure hunter can get in there, grab the treasure, and then hopefully the apprentice can cast leap and get him out of there. That's the plan. The apprentice does throw up another fog. We've got a little block here representing it, but we switch it out with another one of those foams as soon as I manage to cut one. So it's right on top of the treasure. Great placement of my card here. Blocking line of fire, most importantly, from his apprentice to the treasure, so he can't telekinesis it away. This is one of his infantrymen just moving up next to his thief who's got that towards the treasure through the fog. This is my unaccompanied archer to my far left I mentioned earlier. He just climbs to the top of this little ruins here and kind of moves up a little bit. Doesn't have line of fire to anybody now, but he's got a really nice long line like that over to quite a bit of the board, covering the approach to the well. And this is, I guess his thug moves up and just moves up a little bit after killing the boar. That's pretty much all that's happening there. This is on to the next turn where I believe I have initiative. And I'm sending my knight straight up the center to basically be next to the treasure. I don't think he picks it up just now. And also to protect that area, because my wizard's going to come up and try to drink from the fountain. I forgot to mention that one of my fogs lifted, the one on the right. And that was really important, because that's where his wizard is, his marksman is, and one of his archer is. So, annoyingly, because it only lifts on 19 or 20, my wizard has to use his spell on this turn to put that fog back. So I can't have all those guys shooting through there. So I do that, and you'll see the fog is back over there when we get there, but I had to cast it again. Sorry, there's a blurry picture. It just shows where my wizard is. He's posted up on this corner here. He shoots the fog out that way, and then you can see where the knight is up there. Yeah. And the treasure hunter who had the treasure has moved off here. We'll get a picture of him in a moment. There's the fog replaced, pretty much in the same spot it was in. There's my treasure hunter running away with the treasure. Slowly, he's encumbered with the treasure, but he's getting there. I really don't like running away my treasure hunter, because he's a really good fighter, +4 fight, 7 move, he's really good. But it's important to get the treasure, so he moves off. And then my opponent, is activating his wizard, is going to use leap. You see, this is, I think, a much better use of a spell than enchanting an arrow or something like that. He's leaping this infantryman, who won't get to activate, but he will get to move 10 inches, this way, straight through the fog, which is, I think, an awesome move. This is where he lands. Boop, right there. Right through the fog, up against this thing for cover, and pretty close to this treasure. Remember, I've got a dog behind this wall here, and another dog posted over there. So I was kind of prepared for that, right? That's what I expected to happen. Or, not necessarily expected to leap, but I expected some guys to come up there, my dogs to be ready for him. So my apprentice goes, I put strength on this dog, and move up to here. Yeah, that's the apprentice. Move up to there. I didn't start there, so I don't get to activate the dogs now. I did fail and have to spend a couple of health pretty much everything the apprentice did for the game, she fails and has to spend like 1 or 2 health to make it happen, or just lets it fail. So I rolled an 11. Casting is 12 for the apprentice, I believe. Whatever it was. I spent a couple health. I got the strength off on the dog. That's that. This is my opponent. His ranger, I think it's Thug over here, is moving up. Yeah, the Thug moves up to the wall. That's pretty much it. We're both pretty separated from our wizards and apprentices now. So the apprentice moves and does something over there, and this guy comes up. And then almost everything else is unaccompanied after this. Yeah, I think it's a picture of the same thing. 17. Somebody got shot. I don't remember what that 17 was for. I know my archer moves up over here behind this wall. He gets a shot through here at that infantryman who jumped over there. I think that might have been what that shot was. But he deflects, and he doesn't take any damage from that. He deflects it, or nothing meaningful happens. Yeah, there's him. He's behind this, so he's +4 cover. He's also regular +3, so he's +7 against my shot. Right, it's not a very good shot. Yeah, but I take it. I don't do anything. And then the archer moves over here, much better position. Again, covering the well where my wizard will be moving, and getting some cover from the well also. Okay. His thief climbs to the top of the thing and gets the treasure here. I believe he does not get a monster. And here we have the dog attack. I think it's a great attack. First dog runs over here, gets to about there, moves again, and gets to about here. It gets into close combat there, even though he did spend an inch for pushing through this little gap. Frostgrave is weird here in that you can move and then move into combat with somebody, and they don't get to attack you. They only attack you when you attack them. I guess that's weird because I come from an Infinity background where, you know, if you move, someone does something terrible to you, like attacks you. It's also weird in Frostgrave that you don't have to fight somebody if you're in combat. You can just choose not to, right? So if you want to lock someone up but they're better than you, you choose not to fight them, because otherwise they'd probably just kill you or push you back. It's a weird mechanic in the game, but it's how it works. So dog moves, nothing happens, moves again into combat. And then, this is the opponent's ranger moving up. I believe he's shooting at my archer here, but I've got the +4 cover and he's moving, so nothing meaningful happens. When I say nothing meaningful, like maybe he hit me for 1 or 2 damage, or maybe he missed, I don't remember exactly, but nothing meaningful, as I said. Okay, now we have the big attack. The other dog runs basically around the corner, comes running up like this, hops up on this thing. Again, we cost an inch for that. He had plenty of move to get there with his 8, gets into combat. The dog has strength, so it's +2 for a total of +3 fight. He's got 1 friendly in close combat with the other dogs, so he's +5 in combat. It's a great attack, set up perfectly, executed perfectly, and what happens? The infantryman kills the dog in 1 hit. I'm very disheartened when my beautifully laid plans get, sliced in half by an infantryman like that. But that is the nature of the D20 game. This is his thief slowly dragging his treasure away to the board edge. Not that exciting. All right, these are his marksman, again the orc, and his archer, the dark elf, and they're just kind of moving up into better positions, trying to get past this fog. You can see the corner of the infantryman's base over there, but they can't see anything because of the fog. Here's my treasure hunter, who's posted up on the corner there, getting ready to go for that treasure. I think he does not go for it yet. He can only moves 2 there. That's all he does. But now he's in range of my apprentice to be activated with him next turn. My knight now picks up the treasure here. I believe he does get a monster. Yes, he gets a snow troll, which comes on my left of the table. In the center is right over here. See where that is in a bigger picture momentarily. Blurry picture here. I left it in because this is where my wizard is moving up. He's moving up to the well here. Now my knight is standing on top of this thing. There's going to be a lot of line of fire from over this way once they get around that fog. And he's carrying treasure, so he's in not the greatest position. These are his guys moving up behind the treasure. I think now the marksman actually runs up on top of this thing into combat with my wolf, who's here. His wizard has put Elemental Hammer on this guy over here. That's what this little marker is going to represent. Okay, I got a treasure. That's my guy? Yes, that is my treasure hunter, still running away with it. Now, that's the one who was hiding under here after the dog attack. He does eventually run out here and grab. So this is on to another turn, right? So his wizard acted again, put the Elemental Hammer out. And remember that most of our guys are acting unopposed now, or unaccompanied because we're so spread out. This one is not, though. It's with my apprentice. He runs out there and grabs the treasure, and that's it. And then the apprentice casts Leap on him. Again, doesn't quite make the roll, spends a couple of life points, does it, and he leaps back. His apprentice, sorry, my opponent's apprentice now, walks through the little gate over here, and I think he tries to elemental bolt someone and fails. My opponent failed a lot of elemental bolts. It's going to get scary once he reduces that spell a couple points and stops failing these. But he moves over there like that. Cast elemental bolt, rolls like a 3. Yeah, it doesn't happen. My archer moves up on top of this ruins he's on. He gets a shot over there, maybe at his thief or his one of his archers. I think at one of his archers, and I wound him. I do like half his health to him in one shot. It's pretty good. You can't quite see it in this picture, but right over this way is where the snow troll showed up. So depending which way it randomly moves, it could start to threaten this position. This is his ranger moving up, again taking cover behind these ruins and shooting over there at one of my archers. Nothing meaningful again. My treasure hunter, the one that was with my wizard at the beginning, gets off the board with his treasure. Someone else opens a treasure somewhere, I don't remember which one it is, and we get wild dogs, and the wild dogs appear right next to the snow troll. We just put them on either side, but we'll move them together because they hunt as a pack. Yeah, back to where it is. We'll move this one. Okay, this is his thief. You can see we have him on the side. He's got the treasure. He's dragging it. That's the one who picked up the treasure. He's dragging it towards the edge over here, and he makes it with a little bit of movement just down the side. So he's kind of on the side of the thing climbing down. This is, again, back to my right flank. This guy comes over with his elemental bolt and fires. I can't remember who he fires at this point, but I think he fires at my knight and misses. The knight who's up here. Okay, this is when the marksman runs across the thing into combat with the dog and kills the dog in one hit. He's backed up by a friend. Marksmen are okay in close combat. It's not unexpected. All right, and then his infantryman, this is the bad part about that. Then he's freed up. His infantryman walks around the corner into combat with my apprentice, who's pretty low on health because I've been bleeding out for all those spells. That's real bad. The apprentice could definitely get killed here. This you can see the enemy thug. Not a great picture. That's his base. That's kind of his body like that. He's on the other side of the well from my wizard and behind the fog, and he just moves up there, getting close and threatening. Yeah, there's a better picture of him. Right? You can see his sword is like that. Yeah, they're painted exactly the same as the background. Great. Okay, wild dogs kind of run over here. The troll also starts running over here. I think the troll ends up underneath this piece here. These guys are here and here. Yeah, there's the nice picture of the troll right in the middle of that thing. His wizard moves up here. He's don't remember what else he does. Nothing important there. Oh, puts the hammer back out. Right. Okay, so I know what has happened already. I'll have to mention it. This archer down here, who you see the edge of his base there, he killed the enemy apprentice in like one shot. I think it was, or maybe it's this activation, and I'll see it in a minute here. But he fires his bow over there, rolls a natural 20, and just plucks the enemy archer down. That's one of the things about Elemental Bolt, which is kind of one of its balancing factors. I know it's still a powerful spell, I agree. But it encourages you to expose your wizard and your apprentice, which you really don't want to do, right? Because they're not that tough in the beginning, right? And so yeah, archer kills him in one shot. My wizard moves over here. Base wouldn't stand because of the terrain, but he's like that. Obviously not jumping in the well to die, but drinking out of the well and gaining his experience points. And the knight moves over here, so that this 1-inch forced fight zone goes out to there. So the thug, who remembers on the other side of this, can't run over here and get my wizard. There's the enemy apprentice. Yeah, there it is, yeah. And there's my guy taking a shot, cracking a natural 20, and killing the apprentice. All right. And then my apprentice, who's over here, I figure if I can beat this guy just once, I can force him back and start running, right? And then have the wizard intervene on my next turn. But that doesn't happen, and my apprentice is also killed. So we're running pretty neck and neck here, right? And to be fair, only because I had a very, very fortunate roll to kill his apprentice in one shot with a bow. So there's my apprentice in the dead pile over there. 2 dogs and my apprentice down. All right, so I think we're unaccompanied. This guy's moving, and he's just shifting around. He thinks about it for a while. I think he actually ends up going over here, being about right there. This is my treasure hunter that was with the apprentice, running toward his board edge slowly with the treasure. And he's getting pretty close. Move, move. Right. All right, so here's his guy starting to come around the corner over here. They're starting now to gain line of fire down this really long lane right here. They can see all the way over to where my wizard and my archer and my knight are. Yeah, see the line comes basically through there like that. You can even see as this steps up a little bit like that. So there's even some line of fire up like that. I think he takes a shot at my wizard but misses. Infantryman freed up after killing my apprentice. He's going to run over here and hide behind this little crypt, I guess. Again, right up here is where my wizard is, and my knight and my archer right behind me. Yeah, my archer's right there. So he's in a position, I like that position a lot because he's threatening, right? If I run this way he can get me. If I run this way, he can get me. So he's really in a good position right there. These are his rangers moving up. Ranger moves up here. This is trying to get shots at my archer. I think that nothing's happening there, though. And his guy is finally moving off the board, his thief, with his treasure. All right, so what's going on here? I think this is where this guy actually moves. I think he had moved over there, then this time he moves over there. Snow Troll moving. They're just both running straight towards my position, right? This is the ruin that my archer is on top of. I backed up over here so that I wouldn't be in line of fire. But the troll runs over here. And then the two dogs run up there. You can see the base on that one there. And they actually are going to gain line of fire through this doorway right here to my opponent's ranger right there. Oh, yeah, and here you can see the thug who's moved over there. All right, enemy marksman moves up to the edge of this wall. He's looking under there, right towards, see, he moves up to like right here, so he's seeing right through, again, to all this stuff. There's a fog still on top here like that. It's not a very good drawing. Yeah, you've seen the fog. We're just moving it out of the way so we can move guys easier. He moves up to there. If he has a shot, and he misses. Nothing consequential happens. His wizard moves up. Again, has a elemental bolt to my archer and rolls an 8, fails it. Yeah, there's where he's taking the shot like that. I think one of them had a shot at my wizard, maybe not, maybe both at the archer there, but nothing happened with those shots. Okay, so now we are running away, right? I definitely feel like I'm on the back foot here. I've lost 2 dogs and my apprentice. My opponent has lost his apprentice, and that is it. Additionally, I have a treasure hunter who's run off the board, and I started the game down 1 figure because someone was injured. So I really don't have a lot left here. Right, I've got my archer, my knight, my wizard, and another archer way over there, and that's it. And he's coming in on me with a marksman, an archer, right on the other side of this crypt right here is that infantryman, his wizard, fortunately his apprentice is down, as well as 2 rangers over here, and this thug who's like moving up to be annoying. So I've got 2 treasures off the board pretty much. This treasure hunter over here is about to be off the board. This treasure here is being drugged by the knight right here, and I've got the archer over here. So the real plan here now is just to get away. So my wizard who moved over here actually ends up like right there. And then I try to leap the knight, and I fail. I roll something really low, like a 2. So I can't even spend a bunch of health and do it. Not that much. So that would have made the end of this a lot easier, where he would have just jumped away, could have left the archer to die, or fend off people. That would have been fine. But that doesn't happen. He stays there. The wizard stays right through this little box. Yeah, here I am. The knight has made it down to there with his moves, and the wizard tries to leap over there and does not do it. So this is kind of how everyone's positioned. There's my other guy, got it off the board, so I have 2 treasures off now. Here's my archer who moves up. He gets a shot over there at nothing. And now I'm going to be in line of fire of this troll. You can barely see the edge of his base there. The troll is going to start coming for my archer, which is pretty annoying. Enemy thug moves up to my archer and gets beat. Thanks to the archer having a dagger and doing 1 less damage because poking with the dagger, the thug survives with 1 health. But I do push him back, and we put him like right there. Infantryman runs up to fight my knight. Because my knight is encumbered, we're even. Yeah, my opponent wanted to try to get 2 guys in base contact with that thug, but figured that he couldn't quite because of the archer up there, and I used a force fight to stop him there. Can't remember if they fought there. I think they didn't. I think he just moves into combat and doesn't fight. I think that's what happened. Okay, here's where the dogs go through to attack the ranger here. First dog runs in, gets killed in 1 hit by the ranger. Second dog runs in, gets killed by 1 hit by the ranger. So these animals aren't really helping me out that much, even though they were going for the enemy. They're both the dead dogs. All right, here's the troll. Comes tromping through here, does see my archer, and comes running over towards him. This is the enemy, moves up, tries another mental bolt, fails. I believe that's the 2 we rolled. Archer moves up, fires over here, doesn't really do anything. So you can see we're separated now. That means that we did fight, I did win, did some damage to him, pushed him back. And my wizard is no longer here. He's moved that way. He's definitely moving towards the board edge. Alright, so infantryman runs back over into combat with my guy who has the treasure. My archer moves over here and takes a shot over there. I do not go into combat. I think I didn't have the movement to do it, is why. Take a shot over there and didn't do anything significant. There's a really nice action shot of enemy ranger shooting over this thing. I believe he's shooting at my archer now, possibly at my knight, but nothing happens. Here's my archer who backs away into this corner here and doesn't have anything else, so shoots at the troll, does nothing, of course. Alright. My wizard, who's on the edge of the board over there, tries to steal health over here. We have the enemy thug who survived at 1 last time, who's moved into close combat with the archer, as the archer's doing the retreating cover here for everybody else. Wizard tries to steal health over there. I fail the roll, so it doesn't happen. Wizard's down in health now to like 6 or something like that. So I think at that point my wizard actually moved off the board. If not, it was like the turn. It was the next turn. Here's the enemy guy. Enemy wizard's moving up, and archer again trying to get shots down these long lines to where my knight is retreating. Yeah, there's him. Oh, the wizard. The archer does do that. Gets shot. Does nothing. The wizard, however, leaps over here to be on the well, and right next to the well, ready to get a drink out of it. Okay, so this fighting goes on here. My knight beats his infantryman again, still doesn't kill him, just pushes him away, and then moves running towards the board edge over here. And he decides to move this infantryman instead of over to the knight and fight him again, but into combat with the archer. However, this archer is a maniac and kills that infantryman. Yeah, he's gone. His rangers on my left, there's 2 of them, there's one there and one there, they're moving up and just taking shots as much as they can at the knight as he falls back. But, you know, knight's got armor 13, I think, fight +3 with his, well, he's dragging his treasure, so the arrows are just planing off of him, he's knocking him out of the air, it's spectacular. Then the troll attacks my archer over here. I think I actually beat him, but did no damage, because his armor is like 14, but I push him back an inch. Yeah, that's my winning roll, right? So it's a 12 because I'm +2 fight against his armor 14, did no damage, but I push him back. Alright, and here you can see his rangers moving up right here. They're trying to get line of fire. Yeah, he obviously does have line of fire to the knight, fires at him, but the knight blocks it with his katana. Clang, right? Because that's what samurais do. They knock arrows out of the air. You can see this fight still going on here. His wizard actually decides to move away, not drink. He's right here. And he moves down over here to cast a spell. I think he tries the elemental bolt again and fails again. Yeah, he fires it right over here. And the knight is unperturbed by these elemental bolts. Alright, the knight just keeps dragging away as fast as he can. The board edge is basically just beyond this wall here. It's slowly going away. Ranger runs over, takes another point-blank shot, misses. My archer, which on the enemy's activation, killed the, or maybe mine, I don't remember, killed the thief, runs into close combat with the enemy wizard. Now he's at a predicament. He's taken some damage, and he's in close combat with someone who is about the same as him, and that can be real dangerous. Archer moves up over here, takes another shot at the knight, who predictably knocks it aside. No cares. Snow Troll runs in again, attacks my guy. I think I beat him again. This time I actually did some damage and pushed him back. Most importantly, that frees me up to take another shot. His archers move up. They're still... I think he shoots at my archer this time. Doesn't really have anything else to shoot at. His marksman moves up. He's trying to get into close combat to help his wizard, who's right. You see the wizard's arm, my guy's bow. The marksman's moving up there to try to help out his wizard buddy. Yeah, so this is me beating him again and actually pushing him back. Doing a couple points of damage is not really relevant. But it does give me the shot. There's my archer there. I have the shot that goes like that. Comes over like this. Into this close combat. It doesn't happen yet, but I set it up. I know it doesn't happen because when we do have it, this guy will be in close combat as well. Oh, there it is. So he moves over into close combat there. And there's the archer who now gets the shot. Takes a shot down like that. We randomize who I attack, and I roll it perfectly, and it goes right at the enemy wizard. And then I make the attack roll super exciting because he's only got like 5 or 6 health left. But I fail it. I roll like a 2 to attack or a 3, and it doesn't do anything. It was a really good shot. It was also really good because if I hit my own guy and kill him, he's pretty much my last guy on the board, except for the archer who just shot, and the archer can then walk off the board. and that'll end the scenario, right, when all my models are off the board. And that means the enemy wizard is not drunk from the pool yet, which gives me 100 experience up on it. So the enemy runs their ranger over to also get in close combat with my archer. He's really worried about his wizard getting killed here, even though he understands about the game ending here. But he goes for it anyway, and he finally kills this archer. My archer, the other one who lived over there, took the shot. I believe he did move off the board right after taking that shot that aimed at the enemy wizard and missed. So that's where the game ends. We both have 3 treasures. I cast 5 successful spells, 3 of which were fog, I'm sure. I drank from the well. It gave me a total of 300 experience. We had a very, very similar performance. My opponent had 3 treasures, cast about 5 spells, might have been 6, but he did not drink from the well, so I was up there. I rolled up my casualties. My apprentice is badly wounded. That just means I have to spend 100 gold or he misses the game. Obviously, I'll spend the gold. One of my archers is dead. One of my warhounds is dead. Treasure, not that exciting for me. Ring of Slowfall, Fate Stone, both good items. My wizard will probably have that. One of my treasure hunters will get this, so he can jump off buildings and stuff. That'll be really cool. And then I got some gold. Not that much. After I pay for my apprentice to be healed, I won't have that much gold left over. I'll be able to get another guy, I'm sure, to replace the archer, and obviously replacing the warhound isn't hard. It's only 10 gold. Not totally sure what I'm going to do for those guys for the next game, but I hope you liked it. Please leave some comments below. Did you like this format? Did you like how much detail I was going into? I'll try to get my opponent's roster next time, so I can show you that before we start the game. We play rosters very open. We show each other our rosters, so there's no surprises there going on. I guess I did forget to mention in the beginning, I used the Brew Potion spell, which is a pre-game action, and we both failed it. So I'm going to be improving that basically every time I get a chance, so it gets low enough that we start making it. Because 2 free potions a game sounds like a great thing, right? Then we can start using them, and there'll be a lot of good stuff there. All right, thanks for watching. And like I said, drop some comments below. Let me know what you think about my my reporting, my strategies, my ideas, anything you want to leave. Happy to hear it. Thanks for watching.